Hello Year 10s and hello to the parents of our Year 10 students. I wanted to speak to you very briefly about the other option that we offer within technology and design. So it's Mrs. Doherty here again. And the other option that we offer within the technology department is a BTEC in engineering. Now, a BTEC in engineering is not the same as a GCSE subject. It is broadly equivalent to a GCSE subject, but it isn't offered by SIA, it's offered by an examining board called Pearson, and it is a BTEC rather than a GCSE. Now what that means is that how it's graded is different to the way your traditional GCSEs are graded, as in it doesn't use the A, B, C grading. Instead, it uses distinction, merit and pass grading format. Now I've tried to give you an equivalent there just to let you know that a distinction is broadly equivalent to an A merit is broadly equivalent to a B, etc. So it is a different pathway, and it is not something that you should take because you think you like the sound of engineering. You do need to be aware that it is a BTEC in engineering, and that you may actually be more suitable for the GCSE technology, which leads you directly into engineering careers as well. It gives you an excellent basis for engineering careers. So just be careful with making that decision, that you make the one that is the best for you and suits you best. In Year 11 then, similar to technology, you would be given 4 periods per week, and in Year 12 you would have 5 periods per week, split up normally into 2 doubles for Year 11 and 2 doubles and 1 single for Year 12. You can see in the image on this first slide a picture of our pupils out in Telestack, which is one of our local companies who offer us a fantastic link to come out and view their facilities and to allow our pupils to see engineering in its entirety and be able to see what it really looks like in industry. And Telestack are always overly accommodating to allow our students that opportunity. So why study BTEC engineering? So I've given you just some images there just to make you aware of all the things that engineering is involved in. And for some of them, they're very obvious. Things like our mobile phones and our computers and the cars that we be in. We know that engineers would have designed those and manufactured them. However, there are other elements that we may not have realised that engineers had an input into. And that is things like food and drink, things like tackling problems that are so large that you think they can never be solved. And it is engineers that make those things happen, that make the changes that need to be made. And if you think of this year, the COVID pandemic that we have had, the amount of different products that came about from the requirements of the social distancing, etc. So products that were designed, generated and manufactured with a very quick turnover. You know, even take the visors for example. Within a week, I was making visors. Other technology teachers were making visors to provide something that the public needed to be able to continue to go about daily life. And those designs, we had to just make up a design straight away. You know, you were trying to develop something that would meet the needs and solve the problem that we were faced with. And that is what an engineer does. So the course content is very similar as a table. It looks very similar to the GCSE technology. However, it is worth noting that in the BTEC engineering, there is only one unit that is externally examined, and that is examined via an online exam. Now, how that differs from SIA is SIA will set the date for your exam. So you will sit everybody in every school will sit GCSE technology on a certain date at a certain time. However, the BTEC engineering is different, whereby the teacher in the school decides when you are ready to sit the exam. So I would decide when the class has been prepared well enough to sit the online exam, and I would book that in, and it is sat in strict conditions, and it is a 1 hour exam that you would sit within a computer room in our school, and you get your results 2 weeks later. So it is very different to the SIA way of working exams. However, the rigorous level is the same, and the exam is a tough exam to pass. However, we have had good success with it in the years that have went before you. It's worth 25% of the overall grade, and then the other 2 units are what we would call internally assessed units, and they are assessed via assignments. So Unit 2 is about investigating a product. So we look at all aspects and all factors associated with an engineered product, and we develop our evidence through assignment questions, and that is then marked, and you meet criteria to get your grade. That is normally offered, or we normally do that in the second half of year 11, and that is worth the other 25% of your overall grade. And then the majority of year 12 is spent completing Unit 8, which is 50% of your overall grade, and that is electronic. It's got an electronic focus. Now we choose, Unit 8 is chosen by us, and we chose Unit 8 as a unit for the BTEC Level 2 to prepare you for further study within A-level technology, which does the systems and control option. And you also at this point have been very well prepared from an electronics point of view in terms of your year 10 theory that you've been doing, where you've looked at different electronic components, and we are now doing an electronic design project. So that has purposely been designed to prepare you well for the Unit 8 in the BTEC Engineering or in the GCSE Technology coursework unit. And that is worth 50%, as I said, and it runs for the whole of year 12. So that leads me on to the opportunities then for further study or further development. And in particular, does the GCSE or does the BTEC Engineering prepare you well for post-16 study or the world of work? BTEC Engineering very much will prepare you well for for any of those 2 options. We try to ensure that what we do in the classroom reflects the needs of our employers in the engineering industry, and all the teaching is constantly drawing on case studies from industry, and I try to link in with as many different companies as we possibly can to get you a fuller experience so that you can really see what engineering is like, so you can develop your own understanding of it. And we do try and create the scenarios in the assignment. We try and make them as realistic as possible so that it nearly feels like you're working for the company and you're providing your evidence that meets the criteria, whilst also understanding what it would be like to be within an engineering company doing a certain role, playing a role. It is a good basis for progression into the A-level technology and design, and we purposely have chosen Unit 8 for that reason. So Unit 8, the electronic systems, which in year 10 you have done so much work for, you're so well prepared for that unit with all the knowledge of the components that you have already. So it is a good basis for that. Now I can't say it's the best basis for A-level technology progression. Definitely the GCSE technology would probably be the forerunner there. However, we have had pupils who have progressed into A-level technology who came from the BTEC Engineering Level 2, and they are coping exceptionally well. You're also suitable for the BTEC Level 3 in construction at single award, or you may decide to go in to an apprenticeship role with a local company instead of post-16 study, and I do think the BTEC Level 2 would prepare you very well for that pathway. So you do have to have a wee think. There's a lot to consider, and definitely if you are interested in engineering as a career, then either the GCSE technology or the BTEC engineering would be excellent choices for you for GCSE. If you have enjoyed the work that you've done within Key Stage 3 technology, and it is something that you want to continue to develop, then I would expect to see you sitting in at least one of the two options that we offer, if not both. And we do have, every year we have had the opportunity to, or our pupils have had the opportunity to study both technology GCSE and BTEC engineering. However, that's something I can't promise until the choices that you make have come back into the school and that is looked at, and it is decided then whether or not that is an option that we need to offer. So if you're interested in both and you can't decide, and you are very much you have made your career pathway very clear and you are looking to go down that engineering route, then by all means put down both subjects, and that is something that then we can have a look at. It would be lovely to see you in our classes in September. Just be lovely to see anybody in a classroom at this stage. So I look forward to seeing how many of you are interested in joining the team. And if you have any further questions, by all means send them into the info account in the school, or pop it on to your team, into your technology teacher on your class team, and they will answer whatever queries you might have. Please do ask the questions and we will be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.